URT. Who are we? URT. This is the URT. We are the URT. Welcome to the URT. I'm your host, Mr. Structure. Some of you know me as Nora. Hey, how are we doing, people? Early birders in here. Big up to a man like Alien Tenno. He says, back in the day, we used to get free toffees thrown into the crowd before a match at Goodison. Yo, you need to do a bit of that. Yo, big up, man. Azani, we're out, mate. Real Betis are going to beat us, mate. Anthony, mate. Boy, we're going to get knocked out, rude boy. Sevilla. Last time, the last team to knock us out the Europa Shitty League was Sevilla. They're from the same city as Real Betis. Both teams are from Sevilla. If you know the Betis derby. Big up to people. People, can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me, all right? Can you hear me, Jamie Wayne? 100%. Well, yeah, we're going to lose, mate. We're going to lose. Big up to Euro football leagues. Anthony's at Betis. Yeah, we're playing Real Betis. Oh, sorry, Solidad. Oh, apologies. Yeah, I've got it mixed up. I always get those two teams mixed up. Is that Real Betis? We're playing Real Solidad. Yeah, the Basque. The Basque, I've actually been to their city, Saint Sebastian. Beautiful city. Beautiful food. Beautiful food, man. Damn it. Beautiful time. I had a beautiful time over there. Amazing time over there, to be fair. Supermandy. Yeah. I went to the Bilbao Getafe game. I went to the new stadium at the time, 2019, of Bilbao. Had an amazing time. What's going on? Top of the morning. What's going on? Big up the people, man. Let's get here, people. Let's get in here. We got a bit of a Jam El Paco show for tonight. Hopefully, we're going to touch on all of the topics and stay. We're going to bring a bit of structure to the shows these days, people. We're going to try to bring a bit of structure to the shows. How you want it, however you like it. We're going to try to bring a bit of structure to the shows, people. Can you hear me loud and clear? Loud and clear. Scholesy's there, all top. He's been about all day, night, you know what I mean? Scholesy's there, you can see him. He's been about. Better watch out, Scholesy's about, mate. He's top there, mate. Nice and easy. Dreamies, mate. He's tired. He's been out gallivanting most of the day. Manchester weather was really warm today. Wherever you are in the UK, people, or in the part of the world, the weather must be nice because the weather is just all of a sudden got a bit warmer in Manny. It got a bit warmer in Manchester, people. But I hope you all well. Jim, I'm Mubarak to all my Muslims in the world. And happy Friday to all my non-Muslim brothers and sisters out there, man. And the non-binaries as well. Because we know we don't discriminate on this channel, regardless of anything. We welcome people because of religious differences, gender orientation. We don't give a damn. On this channel, we keep it one humanity. One humanity. So if you want me to, if you want to know it's my humanity, I'm going to see your humanity. So, but this is a space that is racist-free space. It's a Zionist-free space. And all of the other isms, free space. Freedom, liberation to all, wherever you are, whether it's local, national, or global, people. Keep it 100. Keep it locked to United Real Therapy. We're not going to lie. Those of you who have not seen my Gary Neville Part 2 video, go and check it out. Because Gary these days, people, Gary Neville is the spokesman for Ineos. He's part of Ineos, which makes him indirectly or directly be part of the Glazer Ineos ownership of Manchester United. He's the spokesperson. He is on the media. He's doing the media rounds for them. Big up. Yeah, we're going to get cooked. It's all right. Real Solidad. Good team, man. Good team. Let me have a look at actually the Liga, where they are in La Liga. Let's see what they're doing this season. In La Liga. In La Liga. Let's have a look at the tables here. La Liga. There you go. Let's have a look. Real Sociedad. They're 12. 12 Real Sociedad. Yeah. They're 12th in the league. So they're not doing that great. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, we can't talk. We're 15th, to be fair. They're 12th in the league. Real Sociedad. If I'm mistaken, yeah, they're 12th in the league. They've played 24 games. They have won 9. They have drawn 4. And they've lost 11. 20 goals, 23 against. Minus 3 goal difference. 31 points they have. Boy. They played 24 games and they've lost 11. 11 games. They're similar. We're on similar form. We're on similar form in terms of where they are in the league. I mean, we're terrible. We're worse than them. But there's minus 3 goal difference. That's where they are. Yeah, they've played 24 games. They've won 9. They've won 9. They've played 24, won 9, drawn 4, lost 11. 20 goals for, 23 against. So there might be hope for us, but maybe they'll just turn it on for the Europa League. Here comes the man of the moment, the legend. That is Bombaye.
Evening with the URT family.
Big
A
up.
to the B.
There you go. Hey, he's an MC and he doesn't even know it. He's a poet, people. He doesn't
Uncle
even know.
Dino, my G. Amarim.
How are you? How are you,
Nothing rhymes with
Bombaye?
Amarim. I'm good, bro. I'm good. I can't complain. How are you doing, man?
I'm all right. Big up to the chat. Big up to Shikari. Big up to the rest of the gang. We're a bit tired, but other than that, we're all right. We're a bit tired, but we're all right. We're all right, pal. We're all right. I mean, Man United are, you know what I mean? One of the things is what's there to be optimistic about. That's one of the topics on the show tonight.
It's going to be a quick show.
Trust me, I didn't want to do no videos this week because I'm just sick of talking about how shit and how much broken Manchester United is. And you know what pains me even more than anything else is how apathetic the fan base is. Majority of the fan base, it's the class difference. A lot of Manchester United fans are middle class. I ain't gonna lie, people. So a lot of the people there are middle class, and a lot of them tend to be bootlickers, Bombaye. So they don't want to do nothing to save this football club. They want to just sit on their backside and respect authority. They need to respect the authority. That's what they do. Bootlickers will always bootlick, mate. Bootlickers are always going to bootlick. But big up Shakari and Chivere United Real Therapy. Big up to you. Bombay, how are you? How's the back? Talk to me. How's the back, lad?
Yeah, it's things are on the up and up, man.
Are we recovering? Are we recovering?
Yeah. Thank God we are recovering, man.
A bit of movement. Can you shake a leg or two?
Oh yeah, I can shake 2 legs. Don't worry.
Hey, you can go there shaking Stevens, no problem. You can do it. That's a celebration in itself.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Celebrations now. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, we can sing some relegations now. Come on. Dim. You know what?
Gonna be a celebration.
It's gonna be a relegation celebration, mate. I'll take it. I'm not gonna lie to you. You might wake some of these fans up. Some of the ones who are sleeping, some of the middle class fans, you might wake them up.
So look, are we getting popped? I think we're getting popped. I can't see where the next win's coming from.
We're getting popped from pillar to post. Are you taking the biscuit? We're getting popped from pillar to post. I look at it in terms of physicality. No physicality. But we'll get into the news in a minute. But big up to you, Bombay. How are you other than that?
Thank God, man. Can't complain, honestly.
Alien said I was talking about the third leg business, eh? Alien, don't let the people know I've got a third leg, pal. Don't let them all know. Hey, I might have cues around my gaff. Cues! The people heard about my third leg.
Mark Hughes.
Mark Hughes! What a player he was.
So look, I would
love this team to have a Mark Hughes, you know that.
The volley king. What a brilliant play.
The volley, the overhead kick guy.
Maybe it might be a bit premature in the show, but I've got a burning question. You don't have to answer it now. We can save it. Is Amarim getting the most out of the team? Is it a shit team, or is he not getting anything out of it?
Yeah. Say that again?
Is Amarim getting the most out of this team, or is it just a shit group of players that nobody could do any better with?
Nah, they're a shit group of players. Nobody can do nothing with, man.
Okay.
Ain't nobody doing. But I've got a bit of news for you, Bumpaye. Wait till I get you this little bit of news.
Mhm.
Wait till I hit you with a bit of this combination. Wait till you hear this. Right, let's get this up, people. Let's get
Been
this up
nothing
for
but
the people.
nothing but bad news.
Let
So,
me get this up for you, pal. Let me get this up for you. Settings there. No, we're not going to. We're just going to share. Present. We're going to present. We're going to share.
so what we're saying is he gets to lose every game till the end of the season, and it's not really his fault. It's the players, right?
Well, no. I mean, he can do something about it. I think he's making mistakes, and he needs to chill out. You know what I mean? But let's get into this one, Baye. I don't know if you can.
All right.
Anyway, let me see if I can go to it and see if I can highlight it up a little bit so people can see. Let me see if I can go to the post itself, actually. There we go. Can people see that?
Yeah, we can see his the face of a wolf, and above it there's the caption: "Counting screws and avoiding envelopes, morale on the floor, etc." Is that
So
about
they're
right?
saying. So basically, what they're saying is that Manchester United are
Yeah.
counting screws, not the screws, not the prison people who work in prison. They're counting screws to fix things in the
Yeah.
training ground or the new bit that they're building in the training ground. The morale of the staff is on the floor,
Wow.
not recognizing Katie Selem. Katie Selem. So this is Jim the Rat. When he met Katie Selem, he asked her, "What do you do?" She's the women's captain. The only the FA Cup winner. She's only like one of the best players in England. Only won the Euros for England. You know, England have not won F all in terms of like proper team England, whether it's men or women, for 60 something years. And she was one of the people who scored some of the goals in that final. She scored in the final last season to lift the FA Cup for the women's team. Captain. Okay, he said to her, "And what do you do around here?"
Only score winning goals, you know.
It's only we score winning. Only score winning goals. And then it's like an axe hanging over your head. So one of the staff said the idea that we could be job cut because apparently they're going to cut 200 more jobs. So that would mean Manchester United would go from having just under 1,000 employees to going now maybe just under 600
I think they're going to
employees.
do a massive pool of 0 hour contract staff as and when you can apply.
Yeah, I
All the
don't know who the
permanent
Hollywood
contracts will
A-lister is.
likely
I,
get
I don't know
reduced.
who the Hollywood A-lister is. Yeah, so this is Jim the Rat, my guy, who's now Gary Neville is now the spokesman for
Oh,
doing all the propaganda
nice,
for.
nice shot on that, by the way. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Broke it down for the people.
I can't believe it though. I was listening to what you were saying, and I
Yeah,
can't believe it though.
yeah. So look, there's 12 months of Sir Jim here.
Mm.
Well, it's not Sir to me. It's Jim the Rat. Man United Moran on the floor. Sponsors spooked and shocked. A-lister. Sponsors spooked. It's a negative place to be, so nobody wants to sponsor Manchester United, do they? So yeah, people, this is where we're at. This is where we're at, people. Big up to everybody. We need a share price drop below 12. Yeah. Jim, was it you seldom lot? Big up to Alien that has always got a good pod on him, innit? Jamie Wayne saying, "Oh shit. No, I did it as a pulling out. I told you, yeah. Well, I did as freaked out, mate. Freaked out. Freaked out. We're all freaked out, mate. We're all freaked out. Yeah. Start of the season, we're eating more food in the toilets. Believe me. So apparently, as well, the portions, you know, in the canteen, the portions have got smaller.
Wow.
Mumbai, can you believe that?
Maybe
The
that's why the players
portions
have
of
got
food,
no
no
energy.
energy.
They're on rations.
Yeah, mate. Oh, mate. Honestly. But yeah, this is what we're on, people. This is what we're on. Jim the Rat. Jim is definitely a rat, people. This is
I
what we're
think
on.
Jim wants to really build that new stadium, increase the price of the asset, and then he can sack it. Well, he increases his stake, doesn't he? Everybody wins that way, but it's going to come at, obviously, these kind of people never put their own
Yeah.
money and use other people's money.
And this is the new one. This is the new one, Bumbaye. So Omar Barada, our chief executive, has come out after somebody from the people told the truth, and he says here,
Yep.
Exclusive, Manchester United staff threatened with a sack if they leak information. So if the staff tell the truth about how shit was going on at the football club, they will be brought up on gross misconduct charges. How about you, you fucking prick?
So if you want to work for £11,
gross misconduct charges, what about you?
So now, if you want to work in the, stop that. If you want to work in the, if you want to work in the, if you want to work in the mega store for minimum wage now, you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement at Man United.
There you go.
Jav, how are you, bro?
How are you, Jarvis? Did you see that the other post that the other one? I'm to show you. I've got some cheering news for you, Jarvis. I've got some great news tonight. We got great news. We got amazing news.
Okay.
Amazing news.
What's the news?
The news is this.
Jarvis, it's all bad news, man. Just
Radcliffe's
how bad is
it was the anniversaries the other day, innit? Radcliffe's first year. So they're counting the screws and the bolts, right? Sending back sellotape, right? Sending back sellotape, smaller food portions in the cafe. Shocked to call Cat Phillips next to kin. So Cat Phillips was a woman who's been at Manchester United for over 50 odd years.
Yeah, I know. She passed away.
Everybody loved her. Manchester United rang her next to kin, asking for the 2 tickets that she used to get. Inquiring about those 2 tickets. And then when that got leaked out, they were like, oh, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Jim met Katie Seldom, and then he was like, what do you do around here? No, the only one of the captains of Manchester United. FA Cup women's team winning captain. No.
Not gonna lie, I don't know who she is, but he should know. He has to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
nothing new.
So Jarvis, that's where we're starting with a barrel of laughs. So the food portions, no wonder the players got no energy. Culture of fear, shocked to call Cat Phillips next to kin.
Yeah,
fear in the camp.
It's not looking good. It's been a hectic week this week, and we all have seen the reports of what's going on in the club. The good thing is, Nordin, finally, mainstream media and the regular fans are starting to realize what's going on with the club, and the protest is building momentum. So how do you see it? How do you see it happening? Do you think it will be peaceful, or do you think people are boiling now because of all of this? The financial reports, people are getting sacked right, left, and center. The prices of tickets are going up. The club is almost going bankrupt. Everything is falling apart.
Well, let's just present a little bit more. I had a busy week, so I didn't really go live this week.
All right. Yeah.
I had a busy week.
There's more. It gets worse.
Oh, there's more to come.
All right.
There's more to come here, pal. Let's get into more of this. So
breaking news: players have to pay parking.
Manchester United owe clubs. This is what I was talking about. We owe clubs 390 million unpaid transfer fees, a rise of 60 million since last summer transfer window. United have spent 218 million new players, Eric Ten Hag's final window in charge, but a lot of their recent business has been done in the club's credit card by paying fees, installments, and debt to other clubs.
Just give me a second, guys.
The figure stood at 331 million at the end of June 2024. But the latest financial figures at the end of December last year show it has now hit 390, with around 200 of that due in the next 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
United are also also owed 90 million in transfer fees from other clubs, with around half of that due to be paid next year.
Mhm.
So this is where we are. And I think this guy here, big up Manchester United, he says, all the money on Ten Hag ball, then fired him. That's what they've done.
So
That's
much
what
for a
they've done.
footballing structure. Best
Oh,
in
of
class.
course. Best in class.
Thinking of the future.
And the other thing was also, I don't know if it's on here, Jarvis. I'll have to try to find it in a minute. But the other thing is also how much they spent now to set. So bring in what's his name in? Bring in
Amarim.
no, not Amarim.
Ten Hag.
Bring in Ashworth in. Cost about almost nearly 4.5 million to 5 million. I think they're million and a bit.
The report was 5 million when it all happened. So yeah.
Yeah. So about 5 million, all that to sack him and to bring him in. That's how much it costs. People, please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. People, if you're not already subscribed,
Yes.
we're live for the first time this week, people. We're live, we're direct, we're here. Big up Bumbaye. I think he's going to take a leak, but he's got a bad back, so he's got to go. He's got to crawl to the to the bathroom, hasn't he? Bless him. But he said he's feeling better. I'm just only taking them.
Okay.
I'm taking them. Big up the Mumbai.
He's been out with the flu.
No, he's had a back. He's back.
Yes.
Yeah, he's back.
Injury, yes.
He's had a back injury. Yeah, he's been out.
Well, he's not that old. He's not like old Jarvis. He's young.
No, he is young, but he has got a back issue. That sometimes his back just since he was when we were young, his back will give away. And then
it's terrible.
He's laid
terrible.
up, yeah. But big up to him. But yeah,
I'm back.
but is he back? Are you back, Bumbaye?
Yeah, put him back into it, man. I'm back.
Hey, we were just saying that
he's working his way back. He's working his way back.
Crawling on your way back from the bug.
What about?
He's crawling his way back from the bug, people.
Man, I was at a stage where I couldn't crawl to Pamela Anderson Prime Baywatch if she was telling me to come over. That's how bad it got this time. I was like, yeah, send me an email. Can't, not gonna happen. But now I'm ready. Next woman takes me on, gonna pay off like a pinball machine. That's a joke. I'm joking. We are after 10 o'clock. I do apologise.
No,
that's a okay. I accept it. That's a dark yellow. I apologise, people, but that is a line of Jack Nicholson from one of my top 5 films of all time. You know what film it is?
Cuckoo's Nest.
That's the one.
Yeah.
He just had that thing they do to you. They put the shit on your head and zap you through the volts.
Yeah, electric torch.
Yeah, man. Oh, what a film. What an amazing. I love that film.
Brilliant film, yeah. But anyway, but apparently, where was I up to about Manchester United? The news. So 14 million they spent. So about 5 million they spent hiring and sacking Dan Ashworth.
Man.
14 million they gave to. 14 million they gave to. This is Ineos. 14 million. Let's do the maths. 5 million, right? Jarvis, you ready? 14 million to Ten Hag.
Man.
Yes. 14.
11 million to bring Amarim in.
Man, we're leaking money. Money.
Yeah.
We're leaking friggin' money. This and everyone else is paying for these.
I heard 19 million for Amarim with his
coaching staff.
The coaching staff.
19. Sorry, it was 11 for him. It was 11 for him. But 19. So how much have we got there, Jarvis?
Well, we are talking about 19, 20, 30 million.
Wow. 30 million.
Yeah.
And now they've cut the food, the portion size of the food in the cafeteria.
Here's Jimmy. That's what we got.
Jimmy has come to wreck it, mate. Jimmy can't fix shit. He ain't fixing shit. You know, we used to have a TV program in the UK with well-known nonce. You know what the word nonce means, Jarvis?
Nonce, yes.
Yeah. So we had a famous nonce, probably the most famous nonce
Evil.
in British television history. His name was Jimmy.
Okay.
Jimmy Savile. And
I heard about Jimmy Savile. Yes.
Yeah, he used to have a program called Jimmy Will Fix It.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jimmy.
And that's the inspiration of Jim Ratcliffe. He's here to do a Jimmy Savile to fix it. So everybody, be careful.
I was thinking more of like Jim the Builder. Can he fix it? Jim the Builder. No, he can't.
Well, Jim and Bob, nobody's going to fix it if they continue like this. Nobody even knows Dan Ashworth. Why? What happened? What happened? Why did he walk away? That must tell us something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Basically,
we spoke about this. Don't you remember, Bumbayang? We spoke about this like a month ago, month and a half.
Somebody different. Yeah, he wanted somebody different. He said to him, he actually warned him and said, it's not going to work with Amarim coming in. He warned them. He said, Amarim coming in is not going to do it. He said, Amarim, we don't have the right players and nobody can fit in his system. And they sacked him for that reason. Jim the Rat sacked him, and apparently Jim the Rat is hands-on. But anyway, yeah, and I never bought into it. That's why this channel this community is so fucking good, because we never bought into that everything was his fault. While other channels were going, yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing, he needed to go. Nah. First of all, if I'm gonna hire you, Jarvis, as the CEO of the football club, I'm gonna give you that job, and you're gonna bring in your people in. I'm not going to impose a director of football on you. But guess what? Apparently, guess what the latest news is? Jim thought he needed a British flavour to be brought back into Manchester United, people who understand. And he asked them, and there's an interview with Jim the Rat saying, oh yeah, Newcastle, what are they doing? Let him go. What is this all about?
Mm-hmm.
You can't take the piss, you can't. But yeah, it's interesting. But please, people, smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're gonna go into whatever, unless you've got anything else to add, Jarvis. Anything else you've seen about how Manchester United are? Oh, there's something I wanted to show as well. Sorry. This is what's going around the fan base, and I think, me personally, I don't believe this because I find it very difficult to believe. But this is what a lot of people, what I see on Twitter. You know my point of view. I think some of the fan base is too middle class. Some of them are old, and the rest of them, a lot of them are bootlickers. They respect authority. One other thing just to share with you, some of you guys, is that Liverpool were part of the clubs with City and Everton and all these other clubs to raise the ticket prices. And now Liverpool have come out as a football club and said they will not be raising ticket prices for the feasible future. So what does that tell you? Because they know their fan base is still young, it's working class, and it's militant.
Do you know what this?
So let me just finish, Jack. Let me just finish, Bumbai, the point. So they are not going to take that BS. So other than that, they thought, oof, the owners thought, oof. Looked around, you know what I mean, took the hint and thought, nah, I don't want to see that. But anyway, this is what's going around. How to get rid of the Glazers. For me, I'm not just the Glazers, the Ineos as well. If you have tickets to the games, don't go. Better don't buy any more tickets. Don't buy anything from the club. Show up to the protest. Support the cause online and be vocal. We're 15th in the Premier League. We're watching the Glazers Ineos destroy our beloved club, cutting staff, charities, and the stadium. And still fans show up in that stadium. Glazers Ineos are laughing at us.
Yeah.
So this is where we're at. A lot of people are saying boycott and all of that business. But like I said before, there are too many bootlickers within a fan base. And I refuse to believe that anything's going to change in that front unless we get proper fans who are willing to do what is necessary to make it as uncomfortable as they can. Saying that, people, not breaking the law, not breaking UK law, British law, stay on the right side of the law, I'm not here. I'm not advocating for violence. I'm just advocating for more militancy within the fans to try and make the Glazers and Ineos as uncomfortable as they can.
I think if you start to not turn up to your game, your ticket will get sold to a line of people queuing up to buy it. And that's unfortunately the problem at Man U, bro. And you know, there was a guy talking about ticket prices. There's a movement. He's a Liverpudlian guy, and he says we believe season tickets will eventually become a thing of the past because there is enough of a demand of individuals that will come for a day out, do the entire match day experience, the tour, the mega shop, buy everything under the sun, and they'll go. And they are so many. And these are the ones that are the high value supporter. And unfortunately, the way that the ticketing system now works is before, if you didn't turn up, it's an empty seat. Now, if you don't turn up, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose your spot, or they're just going to sell that ticket on. That's why they've done it. It's the stadium is going to be very difficult to look empty and to really make a statement from that point of view because of the way that things are when it comes to tickets. And for me, the advent of Ineos with everything that I'm seeing so far, it really is the similitude of that. I swear to you. You know, when I come on here and I don't really get involved in all that stuff, it does hurt that the club is so awful and how bad the Glazers have treated it. And I just feel a little bit. It hurts your heart as a United fan for so long that you can't really impact it. I feel like a Palestinian guy whose house has just been ransacked and redecorated by some settler Israeli in front of him, and I can't do anything because the army's there. That's how I feel. I'm like, what can I actually do here to just tell these guys, look, you are not welcome. Your performance is so suspect, it's criminal, and you're killing this institution called Man United. Our generation, and I'll only speak for our generation, um, and the ones above it, and maybe some of the ones a little bit younger. Man, you know how I became a United fan. That is for definitely another day. We won't get into that. But I fell in love with Man United, bro, because of the Busby Babes, because of the what it represented as the working class, hard industrial Manchester. That's where the value of Man United is. It is the most romantic club in the world. The Phoenix coming back from the dead. These guys don't believe in any of that, and the club doesn't I don't recognize this club anymore.
No.
I look at Liverpool, they still have an element of that. There's still a little bit of dignity in the behavior of FSG. But this is ridiculous, man. Us and Liverpool are the traditional clubs. Forget your Man Cities, man. That's a guy who came with his millions and did whatever he did. There's no history there. There's no romance there. There's nothing. Do you know what I mean? Forget your Chelseas. We went through the trenches. We represented something. That's why you're the biggest fan base in the world. That's the reason. But right now, that's finishing. That's dying. It's all corporate. It's all cutting costs. And we are a symptom of the way the world is now. And it hurts these generations of fans. And what can we actually do about it? I don't know. Because for me, I look at Man United, I honestly don't know where the next win is coming from. I look at this team and I'm thinking, my God, man, there's no point in going back to nostalgia no more. It's so far detached from the reality of Man United that I don't even think these players understand, and I don't blame them, the standards of what is expected here and what you're representing. Because it doesn't exist within the institution that is Manchester United anymore. Those are just ghosts of the past. Because United have been 12 years of nothingness. And any player that came like Rashford from the academy who knew what it meant, or somebody that was tailored, that's all gone. Even the workers are going. The workers are changing. People that are used to Ferguson, used to certain things, everyone's getting fired. So this is a whole new Manchester United, and it is really, really sad to watch. But I come on here joking and laughing. Really, though, it does hurt. But you can't. What can I actually do? And this is what is the biggest grievance. And then We go to the football, Everton next. I can't see the next win. That's how bad it is. I don't think we're going to beat Everton. They're going to defend deep, which they do very well under Moisey. They're not conceding. They're going to break on us. And I can't see anything but an Everton victory. Bro, Everton is an old school, you know what I mean? Good fan base, oldest team, I think, one of the oldest teams in the league and that. And they're on a bounce. So we're going to go there to a team that is fighting for each other, working their asses off, getting good results. They've turned it around and we're going to get bashed again. And I asked Jarvis, I'm just going to finish with this. I said to Nuruddin at the start of the show, and I asked the people in the comments, is Amarim getting out of this group of players what he can, or is he not? Is it the team is just absolutely awful, or is he as a manager failing? Is it what,
Yeah.
or is there a combination of both? Because
This.
effectively, what if it's just the manager, and we're saying, Rubes, you have a free carte blanche until the end of the season. It doesn't matter what happens, you will still be in a job, and then in the summer we'll sort things out for you. That's unprecedented in Manchester United history. That's unprecedented in Manchester United history, bro. To say to somebody, don't you worry about nothing, lose every game, it's all gravy. Where are we in that quagmire? That's a difficult thing for me to balance in my mind, because I'm asking, maybe Ruben's not the right manager, maybe he's not good enough. Or maybe it is the players. I'm not sure.
He
Maybe
doesn't
that's
have
why
the
I'm
players.
asking.
He's not getting back. That's obvious. You know, we all said it. He was never an option when we talked about who will be the next manager. We dismissed it right away because, as Noradin said it, you said it, I said it. We don't have wing backs. We can't play with the back three. Doesn't work. And as soon as you bring a manager like Amarim in,
Yeah.
you have to back him fully and give him the players he need. But we don't have any money. So why they brought Amarim in the first place, it tells me that we are in shambles and the people who are making the decisions are making the wrong decisions. They don't know what they're doing. So it's everything is a mess. From the decision makers to the manager to the players to the financial part, the silent owners, the Glazers, the Ineos with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who's on hand making decisions. What the hell do he know? He's a chemical guy running a company. He know nothing about football. I bet you I know 10,000% more about football than he do, and he is running the club. He's running Man United now, hands on. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, and everybody knows it. And they have strict contract when they were allowed to buy the 27-28% from Ineos. They did whatever they could, and they're strict NDAs, so Ineos can't say anything. We don't know. Maybe it's Joe Glazer sitting in behind the curtains, running the show, making all these decisions, saving money, and Ineos just have to stand there. They can't even defend themselves because of the strict NDAs. I don't know. I'm not trying to defend Ineos, but we don't know what's going on.
Now we do, Jarvis.
They are not talking to us as fans.
We know what's going on, Jarvis. They're enabling them, and the Glazers are part of each other now, Jarvis.
Yes, they are.
They are. They're the face of the Glazers. They are. Yeah. And Gary Neville is their spokesperson. I'm still shocked, you know. I swear. I don't know why I'm shocked, but I am shocked about Gary Neville. He said we need to give them 4 years. 4 years, he said. 4 years. And he said a lot of those people, they should have been sacked anyway, because a lot of technologies, you know, not all those jobs that are needed that we can use.
How long has Ineos been here now?
Let me just finish. He said a lot of those jobs needed to be done by new technologies. I mean, it's absolutely shocking by every measure. And this is supposed to be a working class champion. But another thing I want to bring you guys is that how much they've neglected the women's team. And at this moment in time, so I just wanted to show you this. Actually, the Women's Professional Footballers Association are going to try to speak to Manchester United. So if you can see, the Professional Football Association are already seeking a conversation with Man City after made aware of the growing discontent regarding the club's management of their women's team.
How long have they been here now?
Who?
Ineos.
The Ineos. A year.
1 year.
1 year now. 1 year.
Thing is, this, okay, let's say 4 years, yeah? This first year has been pretty shocking. If we're going with, they brought in a manager whom whose system does not fit the players that we have. So perhaps the players aren't that bad, but they're being deployed in a way that they're not fit for. But the manager is not going to change. So you can make of that what you will. But if you actually start to see some sort of semblance of, okay, progress, positive forward trajectory, okay, maybe you can start to buy into this plan. But so far, the indecisions and the leakage of money at the expense of people working ordinary jobs and increased rates of taxation on unpaid player transfer fees. This is not a good start. This is a terrible start. And on to finish it all off, man, we are the worst football team on earth. I hate watching Man United. It's so boring. They're the worst team to watch.
Yeah.
And we're 15th. Where are we? Where were we? 15th.
Jarvis, Bombaye, worse than everything. This is the Ineos. This is the Ineos. All of the CEOs of Ineos, the head of the company. They're here. They're all waving to you guys. Wave back to them, please. Give them a nice little wave.
Free Happy Meals all around.
This is what they are. This is them. At the end of the day, people, Ineos for me are in bed with the Glazers because they're the British version, and plus they're a chemical company in this country. They've got quite interesting relationships with a lot of the media because they, it's clientele. The media is not the real media, Jarvis. It's whoever's got the biggest. A lot of the brown envelopes and all the meals get taken out.
I'm getting
and the other
depressed.
news is that the other news is that Jackie, who's worked with Manchester United for 30 years, she is one of the people they've got rid of. She's worked at the club for 30 years. 30 years, and everybody always appreciated her. They got rid of her.
Nordin, I just want to clarify what I meant by saying what I said about who's making the decisions. Because of these NDAs, when Ineos came in, they were enabling the Glazers, yes, to stay in power. But the Glazers did it with two reasons. The one reason was they got money, obviously, injected into the club, and that's what they wanted because they didn't want a full sale. And second of all, they got a shield. So now they have a shield to the world because all eyes are pointing at Ineos. But that shield is starting to crack. We have big cracks now, and people can see through it and understand. Because you got to remember now, this year, people have been optimistic, and you couldn't say anything about Ineos. British owner coming in, keeping it in-house. He will buy the whole club, just give it a little bit of time, and all these things. And a lot of people say, no, we can't have Qatar coming in because we can't be state-owned. And this is much better. It's a much better solution. Get on board. Get on the Ineos train. But I'm glad that people now are starting to see, because the Glazers are the one that we have to be aware of, because they have been running this club to the ground. And now they are continuing doing this, and now they don't have to think of the consequences because Ineos is there to take the blame. That's what I'm saying. Ineos are enabling the Glazers, yes, but the Glazers are the devils. They are the evil ones, the malice people who are just swimming in money and letting millions of fans suffer all the way. So I'm glad that people are starting to realize this, because this last year you called it right away, Nordin. You called it right away. You see through the bullshit, and I'm so impressed because because you were the only one. speaking up against the Ineos right away. You said it was bullshit. So yeah, it's just the way it is. Oh, you're on mute.
Because I did a little bit of research. Brother, are you driving?
No, I'm
Hey,
back.
Wani.
I'm back. Hello, how you guys doing?
Pick up Loane. Brother, I
Yeah.
do not want, I'm gonna, if you are driving, I'm gonna have to take
No,
you.
I'm not driving.
I
I'm
do not.
packed. I'm
Okay,
packed.
okay, big up to you, bro. Thanks for joining
Big up,
us.
big up.
Evening, bro.
Salut, Gabi. Salut,
Exactly.
no, Bobaye.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
bro.
why I would not
Nice
be
to
having
have you,
it. But
man.
I know you're far too responsible to be on live with us.
No, bro.
driving.
If you was
Where
a
are you
City
now?
fan or a Liverpool fan, you can drive. No problem. United occupation has a park, handbrake. Put your seatbelt on even now.
Listen, where
Nah,
are you? Where have you
no,
parked up?
I'm parked at the truck stop on 87 between the 87 connect New York City to Montreal. So I'm like right on top of Albany, the capital of New York City, New York State. So
There you go.
how's,
Look,
how is everything going?
we're doing
What?
all right.
Absolutely wonderful, man. We're 15th. Everything's great.
Yeah,
Listen,
you know how.
I would like.
Yeah.
Listen, you've got a couple of fans, right? The Fernandezes. I've seen them on the street. They specifically picked you out. They said they're a big fan of Luwani and they wanted you to give them a shout out.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm humble. I didn't know. I didn't know I had fun. Thank you very
You
much.
got fans, bro. You got fans.
You
They
know,
they love your workstation. Your
Oh,
workstation.
okay. No
Yeah,
problem. if
they
if
love
they
that.
if they need me to make something, I can do some little machinery for them. No problem.
There you
you
go.
know,
So
Luwani will fix it.
he
Luwani,
told
why
you.
don't you take over Manchester United, eh? Why don't you fix Manchester? What can you make for
nah
Manchester United?
nah nah. It's 10 years of suffering. Nah, I'll stand on the side and watch. I'll stand on the side and watch.
You know,
It's a
he told you they are the Fernandez brothers. You know, one of them is called Bruno.
oh my God, no,
So,
no,
so
no,
he
no,
thanks
no.
you from the bottom of his heart. He knows you love him. Appreciate it.
No, the Bruno. As for the Bruno brothers, let's leave that to Jarvis. I think Jarvis is more qualified to deal with Bruno than I am. So
No.
yeah, I'm sorry state of affairs that the team is. The only thing I wanted to say about um the preview for tomorrow, we can write off the season. There's no point. We can write off the season for tomorrow. We are facing an Everton that's in resurgence, and it's a toss up. We don't know if we're going to beat them. That's going to be tough. But the thing I would like to say in general is about the state of the team. I like to separate as much as I know that the Glazers are hurting the community and Ineos is in bed with them. I wanted also to point out the responsibility of Amarim because for me, the state of the current management of the club, any coach that takes the job is also part of the problem. I want coaches to desert us. That's what I want. I want us to go down. I'm to the place where Nuruddin is right now. I want us relegated. I've had enough. I've had enough. Because Amorim bears his share of responsibility. What I was saying last time is that a bad manager will self camouflage a bad board. The reason for that is that if the team is playing below its level, we don't know how bad the team is. We're looking straight at the manager. Okay, but if the manager is making the team play above his level, then we still not reaching our goal. We can say, oh, we don't have good players. So The manager is not the issue. At that point, we start looking straight to the board. But where we are right now, we are underperforming, clearly underperforming. So we can't even say the team is shit because we are underperforming. We don't know how shit we are. So Amarim is still coming out and defending these people, saying that I don't think he himself, he know who he's dealing with. I don't even think Omar Berada know who he's dealing with. This is not Khaldun. He's not going to have a blank check. The margin for error for them, for Omar Berada and Amarim is very thin. They're dealing with Radcliffe. And Radcliffe is not Khaldun. They broke. So it's tiring talking about Manchester United day in, day out. Some of us, we just want to finish the week, go back. Tomorrow at 7 a.m., I have to wake up to watch this game, 7:30 a.m., and I've already set my alarm, and I don't have any guarantee we're going to even win the game. But I'm just sitting down because my heart is telling me to sit down and watch Manchester because that's what I've done for the past 25 years, you know. That's what I've done for the past 25 years. We are just supporting it because that's where our heart is. The mind is not there anymore. We can't relate to this thing. We can't relate to it. I still remember exactly where I was sitting during the Champions League final against Bayern Munich. I remember where I was sitting. I remember very well. We have a group of Arsenal fans. We have a group of we have a group of United fans, and we paid money. We have things like Video Club back in Africa where we pay money to go watch, and I still remember very well. We were not the best team that night, but we won that cup. Manchester United is a religion where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
but
definitely one.
I can't recognize the team at this point. I can't recognize what we're doing. Jarvis, I'm telling you, I don't know much about Amarim, but I think that somehow he missed something very important. At the end of the day, football is about convincing players, talented players, to go play to the best of their ability. And in order to do that, they have to trust you. And in order to trust you, you have to treat them. They have to know that you have a culture that's based on meritocracy. They have to know that you are fair. Basic human instinct. If I'm dealing with somebody who's supposed to tell me to do something, who's supposed to give me instruction, and I feel like he's not fair, and he's not going to treat me fairly no matter how hard I try, it's just going to be hard for me to put my body on the line for him. It's going to be hard for me to put my talent at his service. And that's the problem he's having. If you have two strikers that you put on the bench and you're playing a midfielder as a striker, it's like me being a construction manager, going to a construction site and telling a plumber to go do the job of two carpenters, where I tell the carpenter to sit down and watch. They learn that way their whole life. And I'm humiliating them in front of the whole world. You know, Zexi and Rasmus, no matter how bad or what we think of them, they don't deserve to be on the bench and watch a midfielder play their sport. That's humiliation. And you take somebody, a leader like Casemiro, who's respected in the locker room, and you tell him 5 Champions League and multiple La Liga winner, a veteran like that is supposed to be the voice. After you, he's supposed to be the voice, and you're giving him microwave minutes for no reason. I don't. Players are not gonna respect that. There is an hierarchy in the dressing room, and he just broke that. I don't know the intention of the psyche behind it, but those kind of things affect the players on a larger scale. You know, so it's something he's gonna have to figure out. But the way I've never seen a manager fail in a death spiral and be able to come out of it unless they change the whole starting 11 for him. That's the only way. That's the only way. You know, and we have a serious dilemma. Tactically, we have a serious dilemma with the 3-4-3. When I saw other teams build up in a 3, you know, but the way City build up in a tree and the way Wolf build up in a tree, the way Crystal Palace build up in a tree is different. I see that their centre back, their lateral centre backs are very wide, which allow their wing back to push really, really high up the pitch. And because I think Maguire is our problem. We can't play a high line because of Maguire.
Well,
We have to take him out.
And we don't have the ball players. Bombay is about to leave. Go ahead, Bombay. Last comment before you head out. Tomorrow, what do you think?
Yeah,
I
think we'll get beat. It's as simple as that. I can't see where the next win's coming from Man United. What Amarim is doing there, I'm not seeing anything. He says, he hears the sound of training is a positive sound, the sound of the training, stuff like that. I'm not really interested in Amarim anymore at this point. I'm not saying in or out. I'm not really interested. He's here. I'm interested in what's going to happen with this team. There's still a lot of football to play, man. A lot of football. This is only February. There's a lot at stake still here in this season. But I just do not see where the next win's coming from. Tomorrow, I feel that we will get beat because they will. What they're doing, man, they're fighting hard. They're working really hard.
They're the form team. Can I just say this? If the Premier League is 5 games old, Everton will be top of the league. Yeah. They're the form team. They got the form striker and the form manager. That's who they have.
And I'm not going to kick off on players. I'm not going to kick off on anything. I just feel at the moment I'm rolling with punches. But I'm very concerned. I'm very bored. I can't be arsed watching Man United anymore. It's so boring, the football. Yes. I just want to watch football, just anything. I tune in, bro. Swear to God, it's so difficult by half-time for me to crack on with the game. Last time I sacked it last time. I just sacked it off. I don't even want to watch second half of Tottenham. Forget it. What am I doing here? Take the remotes, put what you want on. It's crap. It's garbage, man.
100%. Some of us just want to watch good football, man. We're tired. Just good football, the basics. That's all we're asking for.
I mean, it's all just so meticulously system and all this. But listen, I'm going to get off. Tomorrow, I can't see anything for us. I see Everton win. What score? I really don't know, man. But
we're going to break down a little of the tactics of the game soon in a minute. We're going to break it down a little
bit. Everybody, good night. URT
Yeah.
Army. Enjoy tomorrow. And Nuruddin, put the number for the Samaritans in the comments for the people.
Samaritans, the mental health charity in the UK.
Well, we all got it.
Yeah. Good night, Bombay.
Thank you. Good night, brother. Drive safe, man.
Bombay. Hope your back gets better. I know it's hard. You can't sleep, you can't walk, you can't do anything. So
no, it's on the mend, man. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, big up.
Get better.
Good night.
Better.
Tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.
Yes, Nora, I sent the link to a friend of mine, Samix. He runs his own US-based tactical channels. He will come on in a couple of minutes. You just needed to gear up his mic and stuff. So,
it's absolutely all good. We'll go through a little bit actually. But big up. Let's get some of the just notes for the game. But I just wanted to show you one more thing. We're fucked, when our CEO is tonight coming out with his statement. Oh God! I want you to read this. This is where we're at. This is where Manchester United are. Omar Barada's email to Manchester United staff. Anyone disclosing information outside of this club is breaching their obligation of confidentiality. And we are very clear that this will be considered a gross misconduct. To protect the club and its colleagues, additional measures are being put in place to prevent future breaches of confidentiality and identify any person responsible.
What is wrong with him?
You have to laugh.
Why is he even worried about that? Why is he worried about leaks?
Yeah, these are staff. So why are you mistreating people? I don't know if you miss Luani, but the portions in the cafeteria has gone smaller. The screws, they're sending back all sorts of like sellotapes and all the stuff, envelopes, all these different kind of things.
What is going on?
It is becoming a it's becoming a horrible place to work. You know, the people who used to have cards, you know, they would give them company credit cards if they need to get something for different departments. People don't understand. Manchester United is so big. It has so many different departments. And all of them, guess what they said to them? They've had to give back their cards. And they said you have to apply. If you spend something in your department, some money you need for your department, you're gonna have to apply for it, and we'll add it to your wages at the end of the month.
That's
even
saving ourselves into poverty. That's what he's doing.
Even Omar Barada is not allowed. Apparently, he's not allowed to basically have £25,000. He can't spend. If somebody comes to him, right, something's happened, we need about 25 grand to fix this. He's got to ask Jim and the Glazers. And he's the CEO of Manchester United.
I don't get it, man. Who are these billionaires? What kind of billionaire are they? You know, you don't run
listen, I don't want people to lose the fact that we're not broke. We're not broke. Most football people who own football clubs put their money in. They put parts of their money in, and they refuse to put any of their money in. So we're not broke. Manchester United, if the Glazers didn't put the debt on it, by the way, the debt's now over $1 billion, by the way, because it was 500. It's an initial 200 on top of that, plus the 300 that we own in outstanding transfer fees that we owe clubs, Jarvis and Luane. So over £1 billion. And remember, Jarvis, remember who was screaming about this? Could you tell me somebody on what channel that was screaming about how much the debt will catch up with us if we're not be careful, if we don't get the Glazers out?
I remember. Yes. So,
we missed the boat on the Saudi thing. You know, we missed the boat on the Saudi because I live in somewhere here called Saratoga Springs, right? It's a racing. They have a racing. It's a racing course for horses, and every summer the Saudis will come. They bring in their own horse, and the way they treat the horse is a source of pride for them. They fly the horses with private jets to come and race here. It gives me a little insight on when these guys own something like Manchester United. It's probably a source of pride for them. They will inject their own money, and it's nothing else but pride for them. But for Sir Jim Ratcliffe, it looks like me like Manchester United is just a cash cow for him. You know, it's crazy. We really missed the boat. I think they're not gonna. They don't look like they're going to put any of their money. It just look like for him it's a source of revenue. God.
Levane, are you using a hands-free set or a mic or something? Because I have difficulty understanding you because it's very, very. I don't know the sound.
Oh, okay. I'm using a headset, but my headset is not on. Let me just put it on the regular speaker.
Okay. We lost him. Yeah, he will be back. He will be back. Yeah, the situation now it's anyways terrible, you know, and I'm not sure how this will end. But I asked you a question when I came in, Noradin. How do you see the protest will go on? Do you think they will be able to stay non-violent? Do you think it won't escalate? Because I think we are like in a pressure boiler at the moment, and I feel that people are beyond frustration. It's anger. How is the tone in Manchester at the moment?
Tone in Manchester, people are angry, but like I said, a lot of our fans are super middle class fans, and a lot of them are elderly, Jarvis. They're in their 60s and onwards, and they haven't got the fight. And some of them believe in authority. They believe in the whatever it is. They when I spoke to some of them, they say to me, "Oh, football comes in cycles." And I try to explain to them, Bayern Munich football doesn't come in cycles. Juventus, football don't come inside. If they don't win the league 3 years, it's a disaster.
Mm.
You know, it's an absolute disaster.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we can hear you.
much better.
Yeah, big up Luwani.
Big up, guys.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's I don't know, but a lot of the fans are making a lot of noise. But I've lost hope because I think, and that's why I think I relegate. That's why I want a relegation, Jarvis. Because
But
if
but
that
don't you
doesn't
think it
wake
will?
you up, if that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what's going to wake you up.
But won't we be put under administration and declared bankrupt? Don't you think it will actually kill our club?
No.
Do you think we are too big to?
Yeah. People will step in. There'll be people stepping in. I don't think so, Jarvis. I don't think that Manchester United would go bankrupt. I think, but I think the fans. I don't know what do they have to do. You know, if they're still, then we've got no hope. We just got to give up. If after relegation, fans are not protesting. You know, I don't know what. That's my only thing is that the Glazers leave because they can't make money from us. 1 minute, Luwani. Glazers and Ineos fuck off because they can't make any money from Manchester United anymore. Or inject some life into the fan base that people go, no, I'm not having this. All of that history, all of that glory, all of that pride, all of that community. We're not. At the end of the day, we've got history. And we're a big name, and we got a big fan base. Apart from that, what are we? We're not a big club. We've not been for 12 years.
But no, you see why I'm worried about relegation is because when we get relegated, I don't know if we have any guarantee of coming back. There's just way too much money pumped into the championship and too much money pumped into the Premier League today. We don't have any guarantee we will come back. You see what happened? I've seen leagues in the 90s go from Champions League for being relegated, and that's it.
Luwani,
That was
I'm
it
not
for
going to
them.
lie to you. Luwani, something's got to give. And the Glazers deserve a relegation. They deserve to have that on their name. And so do Ineos. They deserve it as well. They deserve to be known for the owners, for a club that was so ahead of everybody else and was on this trajectory of dominance in English football that they can be relegated. They deserve to have that. And that forever, that type of model, Luwani, that type of model, fans and sports fans, global, wide. I think Manchester United going down to the championship will wake everybody up in this country. I think all football will shock all football.
Yes.
And I genuinely, for me, so what are we going to be? A mitty mediocre. So you rather be a mitty mediocre and put up with these clowns taking the piss out of the fan base? You know, for all their gross misconduct, all their mismanagement, the fans have to pay for it. No. For me, a relegation, I'll take it. I said it to you before. Because then the apathy, what kills me is not what the Glazers have done to this football club. What kills me is the lack of, is the apathy from the fan base, especially those in Manchester. It's the apathy.
Yeah, Nuruddin, coming to that, I have a very specific...
Do you think the Glazers? Do you not think the Glazers? Do you not think Liverpool had their own version of the Glazers? Guess what they were called? Gillette and Hex.
The question that I have for you, Nuruddin, right, is a very specific. I have a very specific question for you regarding the Glazers, right? Do you think that we should dissociate Sir Alex Ferguson's role in the Glazers taking over and using the club this way? We should dissociate Sir Alex from this situation?
Luwani, I can't hear
when
you.
I read the story,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now better. Yeah. Okay. The connection is a bit.
My question, do you think we should dissociate Sir Alex Ferguson's role in the Glazers taking over until what the club is now? we should dissociate Sir Alex Ferguson for that, because from what I'm saying, every time we talk about the way the Glazers exploited this club, we should also talk about the role that Sir Alex Ferguson took in it, because until now he didn't come out and spoke about the Glazers once.
No.
He never spoke against them once, and that might have something to do with the apathy of the fans.
Yeah, NDNA. They got him to sign the NDNA, but now he can speak if he wants. Jarvis, he can speak now. He's no longer being paid by the football club.
Yeah, but it's like you said, we have a lot of old fans. You know, the fight is gone out of them, and I think the same applies to Sir Alex. You know, he's been fighting for this club his whole life, but you know, when the Glazers came in, it was difficult for him. So,
but he's definitely got a responsibility, though. He's definitely
he do. Big ups, Samix. Big up.
Hey.
We can hear
you.
Hey,
how are you guys?
Yeah,
we're good.
Happy to be here. All right, keep going. I'm liking this. This is interesting.
Yeah, so for me, it's he's got his part to blame. He has got his part to blame. If it wasn't over that absolute bullshit horse, if Ferguson not bringing in his passion into and personal hobby into the interfering with the Manchester United, I don't know where it would be. I mean, it must be said though. It must be said, Jarvis and Luani, the Glazers eventually would have took over. Because they already, the Joe and Amarim, both of them went to university, I think Cambridge or Oxford, and they were studying here, and they were buying shares. So every time they were buying shares, because unfortunately at that time, we were floated on the New York Stock Exchange. And then I remember it like it was yesterday. It was 20 years ago. I remember David Gill, I remember and Ferguson, both of them saying, no, this is hostile takeover. They were against it. Two weeks later, both of them are like, okay, because what happened was that the Glazers said, you're going to have control. They made Fergie and Gill the highest paid, let me repeat that, highest paid CEOs in the land, right?
In the world.
They made them in the world, the CEO and the highest paid manager. So they bought them both off, and then they left them alone to run the football club. So it was Ferguson and Gill running the football club. That's what it was. And then one time the Glazers in 2008-9 season, when we won the double, they basically came in and they said, okay, that transfer of Ronaldo for that 80 million, we're going to need that on down payment on some of the interest. That's where that money went to. The 80 million for Ronaldo. It was a world club record transfer, 80 million to Real Madrid. They took that club and they went to
I think Nordin, I'm not defending any one of the Glazers because I hate them as much as the next guy, but at that time there was the father of all the Glazers siblings, Malcolm Glazers, who was in control, and he came in and he understood that he didn't know anything about football, so he gave the power away to Sir Alex and David Gill. But when he passed away, we had those siblings coming in. The nepotism was real, Avram Glazer, Joe Glazer, all of them came in. And I think that's when it all started to fall apart because they didn't know what to do. They didn't have anything. They didn't understand anything about football. And they wanted to be involved.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted to be involved. And they obviously, Ed Woodward was one of the guys who helped them with the takeover.
Yes, and Ed Woodward, yes.
For me, what I am absolutely furious and angry about, people don't understand one of the most, disgusting human beings, some guy called Rupert Murdoch, who owned Sky News and used to own Sky, and he still owns the Times. He owns this disgusting newspaper called The Sun, and he owns that talk shite radio, right? That's what he owns, right? He's still media mogul. Right, one of these, it's like a James Bond villain. That's what he is. That's what Rupert Murdoch is, right? He wanted to buy Manchester United when he owned Sky. Now, that thing, and the fans protested against that, and the majority, the government at the time thought, because it was monopolization, monopolization. When you're the biggest broadcaster, conflict of interest. But for me, the fact that the FA and the government, it was the Blair government at the time, right, who deregulated, who did this capitalistic, this neoliberal capitalism, where open markets, all of that. It was because of that, the FA said yes to the buyout and basically give the stamp of. So for me, that's what I'm angry about. I remember I was in university at that time. I came back from uni that day to go to the protest. And people don't understand. You can look it up on YouTube. It is there in black and white. It is there in black and white, or not in black and white, in color, in full color. It's on YouTube and it's there, and it says that they were rushed out of Old Trafford. The only time or majority of the siblings came to Old, it's the day they took over with their dad. They were all 3 or 4, Range Rovers. It was the full-on uprising outside Old Trafford. Bins were burning, riot. It was a proper police riot. Things were getting burned, and they got rushed straight to the airport to go on a flight to get the F out of here. So majority of the fans, there's about 20 to 15 to 20,000 fans who said, nah, we're not going anymore. They want to set up their club, FC United, which I do go and watch now and again. Hopefully, I hope to do. I'm trying to get this camera, and when I go and to go and take some footage, I'll show you FC United's experience. For 66 quid, you can get a jersey, you can get a scarf, you can get a beer, you can get a pie, you can get a badge. For 66 quid on a match day, from everything, you can get all the merch, spending that on a match day, right? So this is what happened. They didn't take over. Then there was that militant Manchester United fan group calling themselves what they call themselves, the educational, something education. They call themselves something education. And they went around smashing the houses and cars of everybody who sold to the Glazers. So there was the real fight. Then at the height of us winning, Javas, remember the green and gold campaign was there. Yes. The banners to say Glazers, that was all over the stadium. So even when we were winning, when people tried to accuse us. So this has been going on for a long, long time. But yeah, welcome. What's your name? Meeks? Is that your name?
Samix.
Yeah, Meeks is good.
Samix.
A lot of people call me Meeks. That's good enough.
Nice to meet Samix. Is it short for something? Samix? Is it?
It's actually short for my surname, my family name.
What's your surname?
I don't, and nobody knows my actual name. I haven't.
Okay, no worries, no problem. Samix it is. That's it. We'll go with that.
Are you a United fan? Surname.
Are you a United fan?
I grew up a United fan, man. I was born in the Middle East, and I grew up watching Manchester United since I was like 4 years old. My father was a professional player at the time in the Middle East, and that's his teams were Manchester United and AC Milan. So those are my teams.
There you go.
Nice.
So now I know, because of that, I have a bit of insight. I know what your surname is. Because, yes, I know what your surname is, but I won't say
There's only a couple letters missing. It's almost my surname. There's only a couple letters missing.
Big up to you.
Thank you.
Big up.
Yeah. Do you still speak Arabic?
بحكي عربية. Yeah, I speak Arabic. I'm actually not Arabic though. Okay. I was born there because my father was working there.
Okay. You speak Arabic. Yeah. Big up. Bombay speaks fluent. But he's
there's so many dialects. So what kind of Arabic?
He's of the Lebanese. He speaks Lebanese.
Oh yeah.
The Lebanese.
I can speak and understand that for sure. Yeah, like my big thing is basically Ruben Amarim and like I heard you guys talking maybe a half hour before I came on, and I forgot who it was, but somebody was saying they don't believe in Ruben anymore. They're sick of watching Ruben. Wasn't that one of?
Yeah. No, somebody was saying, as Luwani, I think Luwani was saying that basically what we think is that from us that who I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speak for Jarvis. I don't want to speak for Luwani, but I can speak for myself and just say we don't have the players to play in that to play and for the team to function in the way that it wants to function. The 3-4, you know what I mean? 2-1.
2-1,
yeah. I don't think we have the players to be able to function. So for me, it was the biggest letdown. I don't want Amarim out. And actually, just to say that in the last 13 years, or 12 years, Manchester United have spent 60 million in payments to managers. Let me repeat that again. In sacking managers, 60 million. Coaching staff and managers, 60 million in the last 12 years.
Yep.
That's how much they've spent. So I actually think they can't afford to sack him unless they then, bang up the football club, get a bank loan, or maybe he can lend them some money. Jim the Rat can put that. But in terms of the way we play, I don't see Bruno as any of the number 10s. He gives the ball away far too much to play in that system. From what I watched at Sporting, I watched loads of highlights and I caught 2 or 3 games of the way they play. The way they play, the player profiles, Manchester United have nowhere. And when they spoke to Amarim in the summer, because he spoke to United, they spoke to Tuchel, they spoke to De Zerbi, and they said no. And the reason why Ashworth was sacked, because Ashworth told them he's not going to work if you sack Ten Hag now and bring him in. He's not going to be able to work. But he's being told, from what I hear from him, that they said to him, start the work now. But then we're saying
it's now or never. That's basically what they said.
Yeah,
according to the rumors.
Which puts him in a very, very hard position for Ruben, that is. But for Ashworth, did anybody here on this panel actually think that Ashworth was a good choice to begin with? Nobody?
I do.
For me,
you thought Ashworth was a good
choice? I do, actually.
I would just like to know
because
what about his history. Go ahead. What about his history or past?
It was actually based on. No, I learned that he was at Brighton and at Newcastle, which Premier League proven. So the way.
Ravani, you're breaking up. So turn off your camera and we will hear you clearly because you're breaking up. So it's better with the camera off.
Oh, okay. It must be my internet. So I'll just log off. Yeah, I'll just log off stream and
turn off your camera. It might work after you turn off your camera. Turn off your camera. Just turn off your camera. It might work. Oh, he's gone. He'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, I just never really believed in the Dan Ashworth signing. For me, it felt like somebody that Dave Brailsford has been to lunch and dinner with, somebody that was friends with them, and someone that is kind of like, let's just say, cut of the same cloth as they are. And also his history with Brighton was the fact that he was somebody who knew how to bring in cheap players and make profit off of them. That's not exactly someone who's ever won any. Like, he was never a technical or sporting director in an organization that actually won something. And I just felt like he was the maybe safe bet or cheap bet or someone who they thought he's not going to waste our money. But it turned out he did waste our money. Right? Like, they brought him in because they thought he's somebody who's not going to waste money because that's his history of not wasting money. But his history also doesn't prove that he knows how to win anything. Can anybody here tell me when he worked for an organization that won something?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Do you see what I mean? So, like, I always thought the
role of Ashworth was never to be the guy who was going to sign players. He was going to be the connector in between all the departments.
Correct. But when you work with winners usually have egos and are hard-headed, and if you're going to be the head of that department, you have to know how to, like, put a team of winners together. And you saw that as soon as some winners came in, like Barada, Wilcox, these guys are winners. They didn't get along with Ashworth, and they overpowered him, and they got him out. And that's usually what's going to happen. It's going to be a survival of the fittest, and the weakest link is going to get kicked out. I actually think this is us going in the right direction.
Yeah, okay. So you think it was a wise choice getting rid of Ashworth?
Yeah, but it cost us a lot of money, unfortunately. So we're going to have to now pay the price of making that mistake in the first place. Right? Yeah. But I think we're going to be better for it this summer. I don't know. Like, what do you think of last summer? Like, this last summer transfers, are you happy with all the transfers that came in?
Well, I would say I was a little bit surprised. I haven't even heard about Lenny Yoro, and I didn't think we were able to sign players like De Ligt and Masraoui because I think they were on the top shelf. So in a way, I felt it was difficult, but at that time, I was happy. I was happy with the transfer window. But how it turned out now, it's something else. But we will see. But I think we are in the need of an overhaul, and a lot of these players need to go. Even the new signings, I don't see a player like Josh Xerxes fitting into this Amarim system. I even have big doubts about Højlund. Everybody said when Amarim came out, Højlund will be the perfect Jokenes guy, and he wasn't. And you have been talking about this all the time about his movement, his diagonal runs. He doesn't understand and how to move in the right direction. So he frustrates me a lot, and I think he will be one of the first that needs to go when it comes to the summer, because I don't think he will be able to cope.
My feeling is, and I was listening to Newer Talk earlier about Sir Jim the Rat and everything else that's going on right now, and how unhappy everybody is right now with the layoffs, the sackings, the all kinds of stories that are coming out. My feeling is that something big has to happen this summer, doesn't it? If something big doesn't happen this summer, then all of this is for profit, and it's obvious. I understand that a lot of it is for profit, but I'm hoping that some of it is so we can do something big.
Yeah.
And that's really my biggest fear, is that nothing big happens. Something big has to happen this summer.
100%.
Hey, Chiku, what's up, man?
You are more optimistic than me, because from where I'm looking at things, the way they cut in the jobs of regular people and everything that they're trimming down, is proving that in the summer these guys might not want to spend a lot of money, and that's where Amarim have to coach. The question I wanted to ask Jarvis, which you're here, that question goes to you as well, is right now, what will be the biggest challenge to Amarim next summer, assuming that things don't unravel and he get to keep his job?
I didn't get all of the question, but the biggest problem for Amarim in my mind is probably his belief that he thinks that he can coach himself out of these problems. And I think that Man United is a bigger task than he had foreseen. So he will need help, and that's my biggest worry, that the club and the structure of the club won't help him and give him the transfers he need. Because when you play in a specific system and you need specific roles to make it work, it won't help him if he gets his 6th or 7th or 8th pick when he needs players. He needs his 1st or 2nd choices, and I think they will let him down. That's just my worry. What's your take, Samix?
For me, it's the style of football he likes to play has to do with having really good number 10s, inside 10s, who understand movement, who understand how to play in that space, which we don't have. Our best, most talented attackers are out wide players. Ahmad, every time he tries to play in the middle, in the inside, he doesn't know when to run back out, or he likes to just park out there and face up his defender and play one-on-one, which is fine. He's great at it, but it's not the system that Ruben's trying to run. And those inside 10s, those Del Piero-like players are rare these days. There is a lot of them, don't get me wrong, but to have a high-class inside 10, Florian Wirtz type of player is not a dime a dozen. They're going to cost money. They're going to cost a lot of money. And we need at least one this summer that's going to come in and do that. Now, everybody thinks it's going to be Cunha, and I'm okay with Cunha. I don't know how you guys feel about Cunha.
It is good.
Yeah, he's all right at playing in that pocket, that space, and he understands movement. But I don't know. That's my fear, is he doesn't get that and the striker he needs, and then the right wing back he needs, and then we need one more center back. There's a lot. We need another center back. We need another center midfielder who can play alongside Ugarte and do the things that Bruno shouldn't be doing. Because like Noor said, Bruno does some things that are a little bit not the way Amarim wants to play.
We are not Bruno's biggest fans on this channel. We call him out as much as we can. You know, we have been watching all of his I don't know what you call it, hero ball the last 2 seasons, and I'm fed up. I don't think he has the right movement. You know, he runs around like a headless chicken, and he has no.
He tries to do too much. Let's put it that way. He tries to do too much.
Yes.
And I don't think you see that when he's playing for Portugal. But sometimes I watch.
Football, to be fair, international football is a very different tempo.
Oh.
The thing about the Premier League, is very unique in the way that the level of physicality. And actually, when I look at across the Premier League right now, the Premier League, they're not even playing possession. The big teams don't play possession football. The game has become who can quickly get the ball up to the pitch.
Yeah.
To the better players.
Correct.
And then who can then, do what they need to do. But in terms of, like, we're going to be facing Moyes, and I've already seen, I thought his tactics, David Moyes, he's actually a lot better coach now than he was when he managed Manchester United.
Mm-hmm.
And what I saw against Liverpool, I watched that game from start to front, right? All the other games, I just seen highlights of their games. I know I actually watched a bit of their Crystal Palace. I watched the Crystal Palace, and so I watched 2 games of him, right? He won both of them. One was away, one was at home. And the difference that I've seen is this fluidity in the time that he's been there. So it's not changed. Him and Sean Dyche really are not they're not like opposites. They're not the total opposite. Yeah. They're similar, right? But one thing that he's tidied up already is getting the ball. Possession, it has to be with purpose, where with Sean Dyche at the end, because everybody said he was a crap coach, they kept possession for keeping possession's sake. Mm-hmm. What the most important thing David Moyes has done is made the team compact. So when they're in the middle, if they press you high, they're coming up halfway. If they go in mid block, they stay in mid block as a solid. If they're dropping back, they're dropping back as a team. There are no spaces in between of them. And then also the fluidity in some of the games. He's played sometimes 3 at the back. He's played 5. Plays 5 at the back, with 3 midfield. So it's very, very interesting what he's been managing to do. He's absolutely gave the people the jobs. I genuinely do think they've made a couple of good signings in January. That Swedish guy gives them a proper balance.
Lindstrom,
and he works his socks off on the right hand side. Sometimes he's almost kind of a wing back. At times he's the winger, but he gives balance. And the most important thing about David Moyes is that on and off the ball, he actually prefers his team where they need to be off the ball. So off the ball is about positionally where you are. But against Liverpool, what they did and what was really crazy was that they didn't sit back and all go inside their box. They actually flooded the midfield. They flooded the central areas, and Liverpool had no answers. Absolutely no answers. All the players, they played so compact. Tarkowski, Braithwaite, and Bright, they squeezed up to that middle there, and Liverpool did not have a clue what was going on. Absolutely nothing what was going on. So tomorrow, I'm expecting a physical game, incredibly physical. Second balls, second phase of play, they're going to be more physical. They've got giants, so any set pieces, they're going to be dangerous because they've got giants. I mean, you look at it from Beto yes, to kind of like to O'Brien to
Braithwaite, Tarkowski.
Yeah, and they've got guys who can deliver the ball. Ghana has got an amazing delivery. Mikalenko has got brilliant delivery. So they've got people who can deliver. So to me, those are the things. But the most important thing is the physicality and the intensity which they play with. Crystal Palace have been one of the really good intense. That German coach, very intense in the way he plays. They beat us comfortably. Whether like it or not, they beat us comfortably at Old Trafford. They didn't give us anything. They went away to their ground and physically bullied them. And that, to me, is the biggest worry. And I think Manchester United in the last 12 years, if you could say to me, what one thing have Manchester United lacked in the last 12 years since Fergie, is physicality. And people who don't religiously watch this league or who not go to live games or who don't know about the Premier League do not understand what
they underestimate
this league so unique.
Mm.
The
they do.
physicality and the 100 miles an hour in the game, the 100 miles an hour of it, right? Is that, and you know, Pep came, tried to slow it down, make it tiki-taka. Most teams tried to copy him, and all, but now I almost feel like the Premier League's back to what it was a decade ago.
Yeah, and that's why Pep's struggling. Actually, I really think that's why Pep's struggling because everybody's going like, you know what, I don't care, keep the ball. We're just going to bump into you. We're taking it right back down your throat. Like that's. I really believe that, and I think you're right. I think we are going a little bit more towards where where the Premier League used to be. And I hope you don't mind me saying we, even though I'm not from there.
No, 100%. No. But listen, you're a fan of a club. You are a Premier League person because you support United. You watch Manchester United. Like, but what I'm saying to you, other people, whether it's players, coaches, whether it's like fans from who support other leagues, they don't understand what makes the Premier League so unique. Is literally if you watched it, you understand and know it. The quick transitions. And that's David Moyes' whole. If you want to talk about David Moyes' coaching thing, it's the quick transitions. Get the ball quicker. And that was used to be Manchester United. Ferguson's tactic. Ferguson was, how can we get Gary Neville? How many times can you close your eyes? We used to play with two up front, whether Cantona or Hughes, whether it was Solskjaer or Sheringham, whether it was Andy Cole or Dwight York, whether it was Saha or Rooney. They used to split, split the pitch, wanted to make the angles. Gary Neville or the fullback used to chip that ball out to get the team out, hold it up, bring the rest of them to, and then everybody get off the pitch. And that is what I feel when I look at the Premier League right now. Liverpool don't play tiki-taka. They don't play tiki-taka football. I mean, Nottingham Forest have one of the lowest percentages in the league. And they're up there for a team that's up there and been up there for majority of the season. Arsenal really don't dominate possession as much as what people make.
No. Yeah.
They don't. They play a long ball direct. So do Liverpool. And to be fair, Liverpool were doing that with the same with Klopp angling, to Mane and to
Salah.
To Salah is still there. But at the end of the day, tomorrow I'm expecting a tough game. And even though 12:30, I don't remember when was the last time we won a 12:30 kickoff.
I don't know. For me, that's 4:30 a.m. So it sucks, but
Oh my God.
They better win. I'm telling you right now, they better win. It's gonna ruin my whole day. I'm gonna be half asleep and pissed the whole day.
That's what part of the US?
I'm from Los Angeles.
California. Yeah, you're in the same. You're in the same as Sean. Luani's in New York. Our friend who's had to get back on the road.
He gets 3 more hours of sleep than I do.
Luani, yes, he's in the East Coast. But Sean, who comes on here a lot, he's in California. He's not in Los Angeles, but he's in California. 4:30 in the morning. Are you taking the fucking piss?
Man, I'm gonna be up at 4 o'clock making my coffee and hearing some stupid pundit talk about football like they know what they're talking about. I'm already get angry before the game starts. And if the game doesn't go well, I swear to God, it ruins my whole day. I'm just tired and mad.
That to me, honestly, the privilege is so real. I live home games. I live 12 minutes door to door on my bike because the traffic is so much traffic.
I want to ask you a question for being from Manchester. It is my opinion, and a lot of Americans who are fans' opinions, like my friends, our opinion is that if Sir Jim Ratcliffe did not partner if Ineos didn't partner with the Glazers wouldn't get away with doing what Ineos is doing.
Facts. This channel, we called it out from early on. We were calling out. We did the research. I looked at Nice, their ownership of Nice. I looked at their ownership in sport. The last time they won was the cycling, which was years ago. Years ago. And if you go and look back at the reports, that's why we call Dodgy Dave, David Brailsford, because he's linked to the inhaler and the blood doping of that Great Britain team.
Okay.
You can look that up. Dodgy Dave, that's what we call him on this channel. Dodgy Dave.
So all those the years when they were winning, they were there's a little bit of cheating
going on. Yeah, there were great articles written about how much the suspicion that they were. I mean, for me to win the Tour de France, you have to be on something. Nobody's ever won the Tour de France in the last 30 years.
Yeah,
has for me been clean. There is no clean person, you know. So for me, Armstrong was the funniest.
Even Lance Armstrong.
Everybody used to say to me, "But look, the man come back from Canada." I'm like, because I did a degree in sport, so I have a degree in sport, and you read about a lot in your degree. We got taught a lot about the combination of media, of money, keeping people interested in sports. What is that good for? The national kind of pride. All of the different factors it takes. But majority, especially in athletics and a lot of sport, there are a lot of blood doping. Chelsea were doing it. I mean, I don't know if you know about the guy who's linked to the Spanish team, Rafael Nadal, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. The guy, he
Fuentes.
in Spain, he was in Spain, and in the court, they basically said to him, shush.
I heard about Barcelona doing it back in the day.
Yeah, Real Madrid are linked to it. Chelsea are linked to it here as well. Chelsea. I remember John Terry for a long time stretching off the pitch. A week later, my guy's playing football. I'm like, what? That is the blood stuff where they literally recycle the blood. Yeah. You know, you would touch you, I think they take the blood out of you and they put it back. And new red cells, and then you're healing. You know, all of the different things. Chelsea were absolutely, but yeah, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, these guys talk. Gary Neville is a disgrace, but Roy Keane and that, they've been in games with, especially like Juventus, and they said they were fit at the height of Manchester United, and they're like, the league's not as intense as our league, but these guys were fit.
But these guys keep running, they just keep running.
What is going on? And to me, that's the biggest secret in football anyway. But going back to Everton and tomorrow, I feel bad for you, and I feel so bad for the fans globally. And yes, majority of us, going back to your question, we all are. We all know that this is the British face. You know, Jim's going to fix it. Jim is the guy from Manchester.
If you all know it, then why aren't the people going, wait a minute. Like, we need to start treating Ineos the same way we would treat any owner. Because if the Qataris did this, people would be in the streets.
Yes,
people would be in the street. Like,
I mean, what we don't understand, what I was explaining to Jarvis, I don't know if you were listening, but there is this sick, twisted kind of relationship with the media, especially for such a massive club. They have a massive media operation in Ineos. I don't know if you know, PR machines, and they have a lot of the people. I mean, some people are telling the truth about them. But it's too late for me, because how can I'm a normal guy, and I was screaming this a year ago. I was telling, Jarvis will tell you, I was saying these guys are not the right guys. They're not going to fix shit. They're going to bed with Glazers. There's no plan for the debt. There's no plan about them buying out the 60%, you know, the 42%. Of the Glazers that own. Nothing about the 31% that's flowed to the New York Stock Exchange. None of that plans. All of that before they bought the club. Yeah, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do this. After that, all that talk disappeared. And because you got client journalists, I'm sure you live in the US. I'm sure if you follow the politics in the US, you know how it works.
Yeah.
You know, billionaires can silence people. But like I said, that's why I want a relegation. Because, one, I think the Glazers might actually pissed off when they can't make any money from Manchester United. Two, I think Ineos, for what they're doing to the football club, and Glazers deserve that. And the Glazers deserve that, for me, for the 20 years of mismanagement and misconduct to Manchester United. So they would have to, for me, we can't get away with it. Our model is unique. No other football club has ever been bought in the way that we've been bought. No other football club has had money taken out of it. Majority of owners of football clubs in the Premier League lose money. They put their own money and they lose their money.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be your bread and butter. That's supposed to be your hobby as a billionaire. The thing you love that you're putting money into. That's what it's supposed to be. Just like Formula One owners, most of them don't make money from the Formula One. They made their money somewhere else.
Exactly. Exactly. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Manchester United.
Norlin, I just want to make a comment on the media thing.
And I think for me,
I just want to make a quick comment on the media thing when it comes to Ineos. You know, if you own a multinational chemical company, as Ineos are doing, you have to know how to run the media. And when it comes to Ineos, they acquired in 2013 something that's called Hill and Norton Strategies. That's a public relation company that influence the media outlets. And you know, if you run a multinational chemical company, that's how you have to do it, because it's not very popular in the modern day, you know, when it comes to the environment. So
you have to deal. You have to know how to deal with environmentalists and all the bad politics coming after you. I mean, Ineos are masters of dealing with bad press.
100%.
Anybody who owns an oil or chemical company knows how to deal with bad press.
The polluters of the world. I mean, people were saying about Qatar, it was sports washing. But what Ineos are doing is called greenwashing. It's greenwashing.
Well, I just feel like, okay, I don't want to get into that because I'm about to say something about sports washing.
No, but that's what it's known as. Like, when multi chemical companies, oil companies buy, that's known as greenwashing. Like the same thing that can be applied to Saudi Arabia owning Newcastle as being part of sports washing. Yeah,
this is the name of the company that they bought, Hill and Norton Strategy. So if you don't know, search them up and do some digging.
And then the other thing is, I read about Ineos that every company they bought, this is what they did, was fire a lot of people, shrink the expenses, and then sell off whatever they needed to sell off and migrate them into the Ineos system to be as profitable as they can be, which makes sense when you're a business. I don't know, man. I'm nervous. I want to see what they do this summer.
But football business is totally different. It's still business, but football, this business is totally different. You cannot make cuts and expect to come on. In football, you need an injection. You need an injection of money. To majority, you see the model. There has to be an injection of money, not just the money, but with money with the right people. That's the most important thing. You can give a couple of billion to a fool. He's still giving them 2 billion to a fool who don't know what the F they're doing. You know what I mean? Fools. So that's the thing. You have to have the expertise in football, and you have to have the injection of money. And when you have the expertise and injection of money, the success will come.
And you also can't come up with any example of a football team in the past that new owners came in and cut expenses down and they succeeded.
No chance.
Like, the football team doesn't get better when you're spending less. That's not how it works. Usually a new owner comes in, spends more, and then the football team gets better.
Yeah. 100%. Big up to Lesso. How you doing, Lesso?
Big up, Lesso.
All the way out there in Southern Africa. How's the weather out there, man? We need some of that sunshine in Southern Africa, bro.
Yeah, but we unfortunately in some parts of the country have been hit by tornadoes. So
what?
Yeah, it's
tornado.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Yeah.
I thought they only get them in the US, man.
Yeah, no,
Honestly,
it's a rarity. It's a rarity, but it happened, man. But everyone's glad there's no one.
Listen, are you sure Elon's not messing with your country by operating one of these satellites? You know what I mean? Are you sure it's a tornado?
Yeah, weather manipulation, but it is what it is, guys. Big up to everyone. Big up to the panel. And
How you
the
feeling about
chat as well.
tomorrow? How you feeling about tomorrow? What time do you have to get up? You're 2 hours ahead, yeah? You're 2 hours ahead.
No.
Yeah.
I've just come back from back-to-back meetings, especially with this G20 lingering around the country and everything. So yeah, guys, tomorrow it's gonna be, it's do or die for us, but
do or die, Leto. If we don't get beat, then that means Everton about a stinker.
Yeah.
Onana
I think
the best game of his career.
Yeah, but with these guys, man, you can never tell. They can pull off a world-class performance out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because it is what it is with our team. But Man United is Man United at the end of the day. These players want to play when they want to play. They're going to throw every manager under the bus when they feel like throwing every manager under the bus. They'll perform when they feel like performing. I mean, Varane exposed this. He said these players sometimes felt like...
I've got a video coming out about that. Varane,
Varane
gave an interview. Yeah, big up to Varane.
Big up. Yeah, but we guys, we in dire streets. I think we should just get relegated. Honestly, I don't see us getting rid of these owners unless we actually get relegated, because these sponsors will leave, and then the money from the Super Leagues and all these things that the Glazers are waiting for will disappear in an instant.
Well, that's why I want to get relegated. That's why I want to get relegated. But big up.
I don't think it's going to happen, though, guys. It's not going to happen. Come on. Like, that's not going to happen.
Have you looked at that? Have you looked at our fixtures?
Yeah, I did. But I think we've got at least another 4 wins, and that's going to be enough. Like, we're not going to need that many points.
Are you sure?
The bottom 2 teams stink. The bottom 2 teams are really bad. Really bad.
Next week, we play Ipswich next week at Old Trafford. And that's a 6-pointer. That's a 6-pointer. We play Ipswich next week.
Yeah, and you think Ipswich is going to win that game?
100%. I think Ipswich have as good a chance as anybody else.
Okay.
Have you seen our home record?
No, we've been terrible, but that will be 1 month of no midweek games for Ruben Amarim. If we do lose against Ipswich, then we'll deserve to lose against Ipswich. Like, he would have had 1 month to get some of his ideas. And if he could get 15% of his ideas, we're not going to lose against Ipswich.
His best player is out. His best passer at the back is out for the season. So correct. 2 of his best players who actually who scored goals and literally in the 2 best performances of the season, away to Liverpool and away to City, those 2 players are gone for the season.
Correct.
Right. So playing out from the back, the guy who can connect, and his best player up, from playing from wing back, it's not here, and we're scoring the goals. So at the end of the day, I am not as convinced as anybody else. I look at our games and I see trouble ahead because I don't see where we're winning the next, where we're going to win our games from. I personally do not see where the next win is coming from, genuinely. And I mean that. I mean, I can be shocked. I can be shocked. You know what I mean? And people go, okay. People can go to me, you know what? We're not as bad as we think. Even in the games where we've won, and that's including the Europa League, including the Cups, I think we've been terrible. I genuinely think that we've been lucky and we've been terrible. I don't remember the last time Manchester United won a game when I thought, you know what, we were by far, we were the best team. So you see that this is the fixture list, people. You see Ipswich, so we played Everton. I think that's a loss. I think Ipswich is 50-50. Fulham, I'll be shocked if we beat them. They actually play better at Old Trafford. We always beat them away. They play better at Old Trafford. Real Sociedad, they're crap as well. They're having a crap season. They're 12th in their league. They're -3 goal difference. They've scored 20 goals, conceded 23. Arsenal, for me, that's the 3 points for Arsenal. Right? That's the 3 points for Arsenal.
Leicester are not good.
We might win. Leicester to me is the only game I think we might win. That's the game. I think 3 points. Nottingham Forest, no chance. And Man City, no chance. Yeah. And then we got Villa after Man City. We got Villa. It doesn't show, but we got Villa.
I have it here, Nordin. This is from the Premier League, and you see the games in green is the games we can win, as I see.
Newcastle. I don't think we can.
No, we have Ipswich, Leicester, Wolves, and West Ham. That's, I would say, the four worst team in the league. So,
okay.
So maybe I predicted 8 points, but maybe we can get 12. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it has to be some sort of. It's got to be something that I have not seen this season. Go ahead, sorry.
8 points will be enough. But listen, if we get relegated, I'm in your side here. Like, yeah, if that means the Glazers are out, I'm okay. I'm all right with
what
that.
I'm saying to you, I think people are sleepwalking from the way we're playing at this moment in time. What I saw in the first half against Spurs, and for a crap Spurs team, I'm just like, I genuinely don't see it. There hasn't been a convincing. Our best performance of the season under Amarim was the Liverpool away game. We've not reached even the 30% of that standard.
Yeah, that's the game that was in the rain, right?
Yeah. But it don't matter. It was raining for everybody, right?
Yeah.
But we actually kept the ball. Players did what they needed to do. Everybody played their position properly. We were aggressive where we needed to be aggressive. We were compact. And now we're back to Ten Hag, what Ten Hag got sacked for. Amarim's doing what Ten Hag got sacked for. In terms of the spaces he's leaving in the midfield. The vacating that much space in the midfield and the gap between where we
I gotta tell you, that's not Amarim though. That's the players. Like I'm very familiar with his tactics and I'm very familiar with what he's trying to do. He wants a box in midfield. He wants 4 guys in midfield. The 2 10s and the 2. They don't stay there. Our players keep going back to their old instincts and moving out. They're not supposed to move out. That's why you see Amarim on the ground on his knees like this and like this all game, because even he's like, what are they doing? Like, they're not supposed to be doing that. There's only supposed to be 2 wide players. There's only supposed to be the right wing back and the left wing back working out there, not any midfielders. That's not Amarim. That's the players going back to what Erik ten Hag drilled into them for 3 years. You know what I mean? That's not Amarim. I tell you that right now. That's not what you see when you used to watch sporting games. It's supposed to be a box. There's supposed to be 4 players in there. And that's not what's happening.
Yeah, but my opinion is that whatever you do with your other teams in different countries means F all here in the Premier League. Premier League is unique. The Premier League is unique. No other league like it in world football. And you can do all of the magic like Erik ten Hag was doing with Ajax, keeping the ball in the Champions League, everybody being available. The triangle. Every time one player's on the ball, there's a triangle. The different Amarim had that was almost kind of the diamond.
The diamond.
The diamond in everybody who's got the ball can face either way and give the ball and get it, right? These things you don't see because you got no time for that. And the biggest things are because of the amount of games as a so-called big team who's involved in Europe, the amount of games there's no time for coaching. Now we're going to be sent on the preseason. Right? Check this out. We're gallivanting around the world to get 8 million.
Big mistake, man. Like another business decision that's not great for the football.
There you go.
I don't know. We're going to all complain about that and talk about that in the summer when it comes. But for now, if we lose against Everton and Ipswich, is the blame on Amarim or is the blame on Ineos for not supporting him in the January window?
I don't blame Amarim. I blame the people who bought Amarim. Amarim was not my first choice or second choice or third choice or fourth choice. Amarim, I respected what he was doing there, but I was really, really, really aware. Here comes another coach who needs a specific system, specific players to fit in that system. We had that with Erik ten Hag. Ten Hag was like, I can't play Ajax for because I don't have Ajax players. But then obviously he was buying Ajax players and then playing this transition to try to make us the best transition team in the world because he was adapting to the players that he had. For me, Amarim and any other coach that comes from outside this league, I'm very suspicious of. And that's why I was suspicious of this guy. But obviously I wanted to give him a chance. I think he's making some clear mistakes. I really think that because the players, yes, it's the players, we understand that. But he's tactically naive at times where he is in the Premier League, especially when it comes to the mid-table teams and teams in and around where we are in that bottom half of the league. I think some of the things that he does is very naive. When we play against Arsenal, when we play against City, we play against Liverpool, we look more compact. With this, when we're playing against the West, whether it's the Bournemouths, the Fulhams, the Crystal Palaces, when we play against these teams, we saw, obviously, we were injury hit. But then I'm like, why the fuck are you taking youngsters if you're not going to play them? And that's another big thing for me. Do not put youngsters on the bench like they're window fucking dressing. Play they have been conditioned to play in a system. They're not going to look worse than what's out there on the fucking football pitch. And the history of this football club is built on young players getting an opportunity and proving it. That's the history of this football club. So don't put them on the bench, because if you get an injury tomorrow, God forbid, if you get 1 or 2 injuries tomorrow, he'll get them on. I'm like, they're not prepared. You don't give them 30 minutes, 20 minutes against Spurs. You didn't give them, so they're not prepared. They're not conditioned. They don't know what that is to remember. So for me, he's made some clear mistakes. Playing Mazraoui and Diego Dalot as wing-backs, I'm never going to have it. Never going to have it. Then also, not even wing-backs, then getting them to invert as number 10s at times, especially with Mazraoui, I'm like, what are we doing out here?
Do you know why he did that, though? That's not something he's ever did in Sporting. That, for me, was him trying to appease Garnacho. Trying to let Garnacho...
I'm sorry.
And I agree with you. I think he should have been stubborn and went, no, Garnacho has to learn to play inside, and the guys who are playing wing-backs need to stay on the outside. I agree with you. But I believe that he was trying, like, okay, this kid keeps drifting out, even though I don't want him to drift out. I'm just going to tell my wing back to invert in, because this kid is not playing inside the way I want him to. But I agree with you. He shouldn't have done it. He should have just kept screaming and yelling at the player that's not doing what he wants until the player starts doing what he wants. I think the thing that hurt him the most was Mason Mount's injury, because I no matter what we say about Mason Mount, when he's fully fit, completely fit, he can play inside and he will follow directions.
But he's never fit, bro. So
but he's never fit.
That's talking about some sort of figment imagination.
Yeah, that's like a unicorn. Yeah,
it's like that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. And Luke Shaw was never gonna happen. But people, we've been there for 2 hours. Let's go around just checking what do you think the score is tomorrow. I think comfortable 2-0 to Everton tomorrow. And I'll be shocked, but I want this team to prove me wrong. By the way, I thought it's a huge mistake to get rid of Anthony. Even though I dislike Anthony. Anthony would stay more inside and stay disciplined and actually hold the ball up the pitch more than Garnacho would ever do. And actually, if you looked at his record, when games coming on as a sub, him and Ahmad in the combination, whether he was playing the number 10 stroke winger or Ahmad was playing the right wing back, we combined and played better football with him. And I just don't understand it. I really don't understand it. I understand about Rashford 100%. I understand about Malacia, but I don't understand that decision. I do not. And he said it was his decision. Knowing that you're not going to get any players to come on replace them.
It's a different long conversation, and I know we're trying to get off, but I think that Anthony and Rashford and anybody else, I think that Ineos told them, like, hey, the only way we're going to buy players you want this summer is if we sell players. And he had to pick and choose which players are actually sellable. And that's why he sent them on loan. So Anthony looks great in La Liga right now. He's going to be an easy person to sell now. Rashford's starting to look okay at Aston Villa. He's going to be easy to sell.
You know what? There's something called self-preservation. When you bought into a club like this, you need to get results to be able to, or show the fans something for them to hang their hat on. That's the saying in England. And for that to do that, you cannot fully 100% trust. You can only trust your coaching staff. You can't trust the owners and the people. You can't. You have to trust in the players who play their positions. And for me, the Garnacho gimmick, the other gimmicks with Kobe, I mean, there's so many mistakes, honestly. When I see things, I can only call on what I see with my own eyes on the stadium. I'm like, nah, this is not it. This is not it. And I'm afraid to say, majority of players will do what you ask them to do. And if you're asking them to do something that they can't do, then that decision, that's on you as a coach. Now, I'm not blaming him if Manchester United get relegated. I'm not blaming if we don't win a game. I blame the people who bought him in and did not have a plan to back him when there was a transfer window. But go ahead, Tabsy. What do you think tomorrow? What do you think? The best scenario? A draw? What's the best we Manchester United can get tomorrow?
Are we talking to me? Who are we talking?
Yeah. What's the best we can get tomorrow?
I have a feeling it's going to be one of those last 5 minutes we scored a winning goal and it ends 2-1. But if we score early in the first half, I think it could be 3 goals for us, 3-1. But I have a feeling it's going to be one of those Manchester United where you're sitting there the last 5 minutes going, please get me one more goal, please get me one more goal, and then hopefully they do.
So you think United can win tomorrow?
You're asking an idiot who says that at every game.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, you're one of those fans that can't bring themselves to say that we're going to get beat. Okay.
If I say it, after the stream, we're going to have to go throw up or vomit in the bathroom. So I can't say we're going to lose. That's just not me.
Unfortunately, I was the same as you, what Manchester United used to be, not this new Manchester United.
I understand.
I tell it as it is. I think 2-0. I'd be shocked if you wouldn't get beat 2-0, 3-0, because we've been getting smashed by teams. Even though our away record is actually quite decent. It's not as bad. At home, we're disgusting. It's the away record is really good. It's decent. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, when it comes to the game tomorrow, I haven't had time to bring up this, but last game we saw Madison in his 10 dropping down in this pocket, interchanging with the wing back or fullback. So Bruno was chasing all the way, and he left Casemiro by himself, overloaded centrally, and both made Casemiro and Bruno look bad. But basically came because of the wide centre backs didn't have the courage to push up and do their role. And also the wing back on Dallow's side took the role as a fullback and was pinned down by Son. And tomorrow I expect Everton to come out and do the same thing, because I think that's our kryptonite, that's our weakness, because the level of our wing backs, it will be easy for Everton and David Moyes. He's astute when it comes to tactics. He will understand that he will try to lock down our wing backs and push them back, so we will play with the back 5. And the role of Mazraoui or the Ligt or whoever will play on the right side, he has to be aware and push up and help out in the press play if they interchange. And I put Doucouré in this role, but I'm not sure if he is ever going to play, because they had this guy Alcaraz who scored a couple of goals last game, and he's actually a attacking midfielder, left winger, so he will be naturally dropping down into this position here and interchange, because we know Mykolenko, he like to drive on. And now Everton, they play with a back 3 almost, because O'Brien is a centre back and Tarkowski and Brantwaite. So for me, if he choose the same team, I will be worried, because Garnacho he tend to lock on to the fullback on this side. He leaves a gap in this area. Xerxes likes to attach himself to Højlund and is easily overrun because he doesn't work hard defensively. So it will be a lot of work on these two guys, Ugarte and Bruno, who will probably play in the pivot tomorrow. So if the wide centre back is not doing their job, pushing up when necessary, helping out, they will be overloaded in this area. So tomorrow, for me, I will look for the wide centre backs, how they work. And I would hope that Bruno and Ugarte stay in their position, and Bruno allows Dalot to do this job if they interchain, and Mazraoui keeping control on the winger. So there's so many elements in tomorrow's game, and now Amarim has had a week of training to learn, and I hope the team has involved, and I hope they study the Spurs game and learn from their positionally and tactically mistakes. So it will be an interesting game, but if we do this, I think we can win. If we understand how to do it, I think we have a chance.
I just look at the physicality. The only thing that Amarim, the only optimistic, positive side, is that actually we keep the ball well. At the moment, we come out with a high percentage, but we keep the wall in our own half. From the center circle to our own half, we keep the ball. But our possession up there in the last third is not that great, and we don't sustain enough attacks.
No.
I think it's Goodison Park, Ram tomorrow, lunchtime. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be a great spectacle in terms of the game. It's going to be a great game because the 12:30s are hardly. Everybody's just waking up on a Saturday after being out on Friday night. So it is what it is. You know, in the UK, we have that drinking culture. We have all of that. After work Friday, you go to the pub and all of that kind of stuff. So I think for players as well, they have to get up and eat a lot earlier. You know, having pasta at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's not great. You know, for afternoon. But I think they're going to be too physical for us. I think we lack that. I think one of the most important, and the one thing I will always be grateful of Ralph Ranieri is that when he said this, he told the truth about Manchester United. He said we lack physicality. Do you see any positives tomorrow? Anything? Any goals? I mean, we score. I'll just read you a stat. This is crazy stat. Yeah, Manchester United. This is a crazy stat. So this is that. Our shot conversion, so the rate. So this was United have failed to score from open play in the first half of their previous 10 top flight matches, with their only goal in that run, Bruno Fernandes' penalty against Brighton on 19th of January. The shot conversion rate is 8.4. It's the second lowest in the Premier League this season, behind Southampton, which is 7.9. Ruben Amarim's side have lost 8 of their past 12 top-flight games, winning 3, drawing, and losing 8. The Red Devils have lost 12 league fixtures in this term. Last time they suffered the more defeats in their opening 25 league matches was 1973-74, when we were beaten 13 times, and that's when we won and got relegated. So we are on relegation form to last time we got relegated, 1973-74. By the way, we had more fans in the stadium. More people came. More fans came to watch Manchester United when we were relegated than when we were in the top division. So it is what it is. Yeah. But let's go. What do you think tomorrow?
No. I think tomorrow is guys. It's gonna be very tough. I could see us bring a result, a surprising result, but you know, since it's Everton's last game against Manchester United at Goodison Park before it actually. So yeah, it's gonna be peak. Unfortunately, you know, this is gonna be a cup final for them, and yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's either us narrowly winning or Everton winning. I don't see a draw in between.
I sit here and I'm not being negative, hand on my heart, and me being honest with my opinion. I don't see where we're going to get the goals to win. We have to score more than 2 goals to win this game. And I just don't see it. Unless Everton have one of those games where they make, like they did at Old Trafford. In Old Trafford, they made horrendous defensive mistakes and we pounced on it. You know? And that was
we had Ahmad against Brentford.
That's what, that's what I'm thinking
really
on,
well. Yeah, he pressed him really well. Who's going to press him? Who's going to press Diego Dalot? He's played against us, man. That guy plays against us every week, and it depresses me. It fucking depresses me. If I'm Amarim, I swear to God, I'll play Amas. I'll play Amas and go Amas, because he will bring lots of enthusiasm and energy. You don't know when you give them a chance what young players can give you. I'm a believer in that. And that's why we're unique. For 80-something years, we've had a young player in the first team Matchday squad. No other football club can say that in world football. They can say they have different things, but we say that. So for me, that's what I would do, but I don't see it. Last word from you, Samat. Last word. Let people know where they can find you.
Samik's Football on YouTube. Just Samik's Football, easy to find.
Cool. Yeah. Check it out.
And by the way, it's a really good channel. It's a good channel. I follow it all the time, and if you're into football tactics as I am, go check it out.
Yeah, big up, and big up all the US Reds. Big up the Reds where they are, whether they're in Southern Africa, whether they're in the US. I feel so bad, and I feel really I feel really privileged to live in a city where I live 12 minutes away on a bicycle to the stadium.
That's awesome, man. That really is. That's awesome.
But the stadium is fucking falling apart. And it's nothing. And sometimes I don't even want to go because it's so bullshit. And I leave early. And I'm so privileged in that sense than you guys. And I feel bad because then I'm reminded Like for you guys, you're getting up at 4:30 in the morning. Are you taking the fucking piss?
Man, one of my closest friends took his 2 sons and his wife, and they were at the season opener this last August against Fulham at Old Trafford, and I was so jealous. But for someone like us who are Manchester United fans, we have to spend that much money to travel down to attend one game, and it's a family event, and it's a memory they'll have forever. You know what I mean? It's not Saturday. It's a once in a lifetime thing. It's not just any Saturday.
Yeah. And big up Rich, the Everton fan. He was here before. Big up Rich. It's the last game, like he said. It's the last game, and they're gonna give everything. Last word from you, Jarvis. What time tomorrow are you doing a match reaction? What time? Let the people know.
I think I go live right after the final whistle. I have stuff to do tomorrow night, so I can't do a late stream.
Cool. There you go.
Yeah.
Jarvis will be live.
I think we'll do a quick. I don't know if there's anything to talk about, because I feel like I'm repeating myself every show about learning his room and everything. That's
it's so funny. You say every time, quick one, 2 hours nearly.
Yeah, that's
quick 2 hours. I love it. Let's know. Where are you now? You're busy with your work. That's why you've been busy with everything. With the G20 and everything. So, yeah, good luck to you. Big up. Make sure you check him out at Black Rain on Twitter. Tactical Devils on here. Jarvis Bowley's, Bowley77 at Bowley77. And there you go. Some football. There you go on YouTube. That's where you get him. You get him there. But big up to every one of you. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. I've got to be fighting fascists tomorrow. We're expecting fascists to come to Manchester. So I'm an anti-fascist, so I'll be out on the streets tomorrow. Wish me luck. And then I've got to visit my neighbours in hospital. So we'll be live around 8:30, 9 o'clock, doing a match reaction, if anything. So it'll be in the evening, sure, because I'm busy in the daytime after the game. I'm leaving exactly watch along to go to a anti-fascist demo. So that's what I'll be doing. Love and light, people. Look after yourselves. And don't let Manchester United ruin your weekend. And I know it's 12 o'clock on Saturday morning. I know it's the early game. But don't let Manchester United ruin your weekend, please. Make sure you have a great day out with friends after the game, other than if you're reacting to it. Make sure you've got things planned, maybe a movie, a dinner, seeing friends, going to a party. You know what I mean? If you're partial to a couple of whiskeys, then you know what, treble it, have a bottle, share the bottle, make sure you do fun things. So that on your Sunday, make sure you watch other football games, so that you're not thinking about how disgraceful, because these bastards who own our football club, they do not deserve the hurt that we feel. They're messing with us and they don't deserve it. So just remember, we've got each other. As the Manchester United Football Club, we sing, we never die, we never die. Keep the red flags flying high. We're Manchester United, we never die. That's the motto. We're never going to die.
Such a good outro, man.
Yeah,
such a good outro, honestly.
Owners will come, they will go. Players will come, they will go. But as fans, we take it to the grave. You can leave your wife. You can cheat the taxes. You know what I mean? You can cheat things in life, but you can never cheat your football team. Never. It's there. You're in love with it. We are the most romantic football club. That's why I'm in love with Manchester United. But it's a very much and one-way abusive marriage. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. But we say here, we always keep it 100. Big up Sheikh Arian. Free fucking Palestine. Free Lebanon. Free the Congo. Free the people. Free them all. Fuck the Glazers. Fuck Ineos. And if you want to be down with them, fuck you too. Peace, love, light. Love is the answer, people. Love is the answer. Take care. But no love from Manchester United. And free Manchester United from the fucking Glazers and Ineos. That's the most important thing. Free Manchester United from the Ineos and Glazers. Peace. We'll see you for the match reaction tomorrow. But yeah, Jarvis is going to be live. What are you reacting to the game as well? when are you going to be live? You're going to be live after the game?
And it'll be 6:30 a.m. and I'll probably be pissed off. No, I'm not going to react to the game.
Okay. Probably go back to bed.
I usually do a tactical breakdown the day after. The day after the game, I post a video with a tactical breakdown of what went well and what went wrong. That's my channel.
There you go. So then make sure on the Sunday you tune in to that channel there. There you go.
Mixed football. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mixed football. Love, peace, love, and light, people. Look after each other. Take care. We're out.
Take care. Bye.
Peace.
Peace out.